That makes me happy. Walking through the tunnel like that, hear the Dapper Dads singing out in front of the fire department, in front of Walt's apartment. That makes me happy. And you know what? I like being happy. Being happy makes me happy. And seeing other people be happy, seeing these crowds on Main Street, that makes me happy also. That's what I want to talk about today. This is kind of a different kind of video. I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. And I may not again, I don't know. But I felt compelled, just the end of the year. It's been a very interesting year at Disneyland, well, for Disney in general and for Fresh Baked. And it is, this year has sort of caused me to contemplate, to meditate on what it is that we're doing at Disneyland and with the channel and how we cover things. So I thought I would let you guys, bring you in on what those meditations have led me to, what that thought process has led me to in terms of what we're going to be doing here with the channel in the coming year. And we'll do all that in the best way that I know possible, and that is walking around the park a little bit, maybe go on a couple attractions, getting some lunch, and just vibing off of Disneyland.
Wooden ship, you may not smoke or be starting any on-deck fires. The only fire permitted on board is in the galley, under the watchful eye of the cook.
Even the Columbia is busy right now, man. It's busy at Disneyland today. I'm here on a Saturday, and it is busy. Over the course of the past 12 years or whatever that I've been doing this channel, we've gone through a few metamorphoses, changes. We've grown, changed the way we do things quite a bit, a couple different times throughout the course of that decade plus. And we're going to be going through another one, I believe, in 2024. The goal that I'm talking about, the change that I'm talking about, though, is one where I want to focus a lot more on value, bringing something to the video. And, after a lot of contemplation and thinking about what I'm doing versus maybe what other Disney channels are doing, what we're good at versus what they're good at, because for the longest time I tried to be everything. I wanted to be every kind of channel. I wanted to do every kind of video. Trip reports, news, educational, how-to, breaking, whatever, like being the first to do a thing, food reviews, merch, all that. But it's just too much. It's we've attracted different types of viewers, and then they fall off and they come on. And one of the things that I really want to focus on are the things
vessel for this voyage is
I'm
the
good
proud
at,
sailing ship Columbia,
I like to do,
the first American ship to carry
and
the
that
stars
also
and
brings
stripes
value
around the
to
world.
the people who are
She's a
watching the show.
10-ton, three-masted merchant ship.
That's
It was
part of the
back
reason
in
why I asked that question. I don't know if you follow
that
us
she
on
first
Twitter, but I
set sail
asked the
from
question
Boston
on Twitter.
Harbor, going all the
What
way
if we
around the
did
Horn
stay
and
at
sailing
Disneyland
onward
every
to the
week?
Pacific
That was the
Northwest,
genesis of that
Hawaii,
question.
and China.
And then I mentioned it again in the last
In
video,
the 3
that we
years it
just
took us to
put
make
out.
that journey, the Columbia was
Because
more than just a ship to us.
It's
She
not
was
that I want to
our
make
life
more
and our
videos.
home.
I just want to make
Forward amidships is
more
the main
videos that
hatchway
are
leading below
important,
decks.
that
You
are-
may see
that
how
are
we live
necessary
work
and
on the high
relevant.
seas. The galley, captain and crew's quarters are open
and
for your
that are
inspection.
also videos that I
For the
really
rest of
enjoy.
you,
And
we
I
invite you to stay
love-
up on deck, feel the
love
wind in your
State of
face,
Disneyland reports,
and
or State of
experience
Disney
the
reports. That is
wonders of
probably
this
my favorite
land
kind of
we
video.
now know
There's State
as
of
America.
Disneyland, there's the construction reports, and Recon. Love those three things. The Rise of the Resistance video was a favorite of mine personally in terms of A, doing something that I really like to do, but two, delivering value. I felt like that's a very valuable video. And I want to do more of those. But those take a while. Those take time, they require effort and research and all that stuff. And I can't do that if I'm constantly feeling the need to cover every single aspect of the park. So when, there was, when I talk about doing more State of Disneyland, it's not because I want to just do more videos, it's because I want to actually do less. I want to do fewer videos, but more that have more weight.
Just ahead, a tribe of Plains Indians has set up camp.
So that's where our focus is in 2024. For the most part, there's still going to be some additional videos that we're going to make, but I want the channel to lean heavily into providing value, into informing viewers, into educating, into helping you guys enjoy Disneyland a little bit better, because it's a thing that I can do. It's, I'm naturally inclined towards that. I like to do the recon. I like to just sit there and watch and evaluate and analyze. So I would look for more videos like the Rise of the Resistance recon video, more State of Disneyland videos, and obviously the construction videos are going to continue once a week. Otherwise, filling out the roster for 24, in addition to the recon, construction, and State of Disneyland reports, I've got some hacks that I want to share with you guys, just some general park going tips that I think you'll find useful. I want to find time to make those videos. And then I had this is an interesting one. Pirates of the Caribbean right here. I had an epiphany. I don't know if a light bulb went up. I'm like, what if I just rode Pirates of the Caribbean all day? Kind of like the 30 rides situation that I did with Rise of the Resistance. What if I got on the ride? Not necessarily all day, but what if I just made that video. We're gonna ride Pirates of the Caribbean today. And I go on it, I spend 5-6 hours or whatever going on the attraction, riding it however many times. And then talking about things that I know about the attraction, things that I've observed. And we're talking things like, tips or strategies, hacks, that kind of thing, but also, some of the history and some of the things that you might, want to notice or along the way, sort of like a guided tour, as it were, but just make that the whole video. I don't know how interesting that is. As a matter of fact, you can tell me. As a matter of fact, you guys can tell me if there is enough comments on a particular topic, I might include that as well. And by that I mean, people are going to say, I want to see this kind of video, I want to see that kind of video. Everybody has an idea what they want to see. But if there's like an obvious thing that stands out, I might get into that. Otherwise, I try to do the things that I'm interested in because it makes it easier, and it also brings more passion to the video. If I do a video just because people want to see it, it doesn't have the same energy. It doesn't have the same passion that I want to bring to the video. So I'm good at that's kind of like when I open about things that make me happy. Those are the videos that make me happy to make, and hopefully I want to find that Venn diagram of videos that you like and videos that make me happy. Also, as we watch this Tom Sawyer raft make its way over to the island, speaking of things that make me happy, just this little voyage. I don't necessarily have to be on the raft, but just watching them do this makes me happy. But, there are times when I've dabbled in going to other parks, Universal and not specifically, and I've enjoyed that as well, but then I never put the time into it. I never go as often as I want to. On the one hand, because I spend so much time going to Disneyland and studying that. But then if I don't get the response that I'm hoping for or that I need or whatever, then I just feel like nobody cares. But it could be the case this year, and it's going to start during our 2-week lockout period. It's going to start where I may just do it anyway, even if I don't get the response that I'm hoping for, the viewership that is. And maybe we just have to sort of break everybody in on the fact that I'm going to cover other theme parks. And by the way, not because I am at all... Hey, it's Barry, guys! It's not because I don't like Disneyland. It has nothing to do with that. I love Disneyland more than I ever have, as a matter of fact. But I just, you know, I want to inform, and I want to know more about knots. I have spent a lifetime getting used to, well, not a lifetime, but a decade, knowing every detail there is to know about going to Disneyland, and I want to feel that way. I want to have that ability at Universal and at Knott's Berry Farm too. And I wish I could do the same at Walt Disney World too. That would, I mean, when you talk about life's wishes, is that I want to be able to know Walt Disney World backwards and forwards, but that requires a lot of visits. I mean, I could make a couple visits a year, but I don't know if I could ever get there, but if I could, I would. I digress. That's another thing that we might be doing to fill out that calendar, is more visits to Universal, more visits to Knott's Berry Farm. Not just to hang out and go on rides and stuff like that, but to learn about those parks as well.
You will notice there is a pirate flag. It needs to be
We're gonna take the long way around. Takes like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the 2-week journey.
I hope everybody got some snacks.
It's okay. We brought something to drink. That's fine.
For all of us. But we're gonna have a little music, and it just helps the time fly.
Pirate's life for me. We kill it, we plunder, we run, we loot, drink up the yardies, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up the yardies, yo ho. Yo ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We kindle and try, we flame and ignite, drink up the yardies, yo ho. We blend up the city, we're really a fight. Drink up the yardies, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Protect the fighters and then we'll catch. Drink up the yardies, yo ho. I'm overloved by our mommies and dads. Drink up the yardies, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
One more time.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
All right. Hey.
Oh yeah. Take that.
Time goes by just like that.
Wow. That was the best trip. Best trip.
I feel pretty good too.
When we get to the other side, there's going to be a bus like you got to look up with it.
Hey, that wasn't too bad.
Guess we took the Tom Sawyer raft after all. I wasn't planning on it, but as I'm walking by, I'm like, you know what? I think I do want to take this over to the island, because I love having a chill moment out here. This is one of my favorite places to be if I just want to relax and get away from everything in the park. And I got lucky enough to catch the bootstrappers. I had my back turned and I could hear them playing, and I'm like, oh my God, they're here. It was awesome. I love the bootstrappers. The goal is to bring more value to these videos, and one of the ways that I am trying to do that this year also is a more aggressive approach to hiring editors. But what's cool about that is that, well, twofold. One is it's going to allow me to do things that I couldn't do before on my own. For example, we've had a lot of people notice the last couple of videos what we're doing with the sound, which is, by the way, an hilarious conversation, because we would get comments all the time. Dave, we can't hear you, and you got to get yourself a noise canceling mic. We can't hear you. I can hear those guys. Hey guys. I think that's the same group we saw before. But they're like, we can't hear you. Get yourself a mic. What are you gonna do? Because the sound of the park is so strong sometimes and sometimes I have to keep a low register. Like, for example, if I'm at a restaurant, or right now I'm walking in a very secluded area, kind of quiet, I don't want to be obnoxious. I can't do it. I can't be obnoxious. I have, so when the time calls for it, I lower my register and I speak quietly. Especially when I'm, doing food. It's just been great. I love what she's doing with the sound. But the problem is that it reduces the background noise a lot, as if it were a noise canceling mic. And people are like, but I love the sound of the park. It cracks me up. It cracks me up because, you know, there's no winning. There's absolutely no winning. But I'm going to continue to do that because I agree. The sound has been bad, and sound is very, very important to video. So that is something that I'm going to continue to do, is not throughout the entire video, but just in points where I want to make sure that I'm heard, or if I'm having to speak in a low register. Like for right now, I think I'm probably okay with the sound right now. But in any case, the things I want to work on are adding a little more production value to the videos, and editors are going to be able to help me with that. So I'm hoping that I can, not just in terms of, you know, what kind of videos I'm making and what I'm doing personally in front of the camera, but I just want to make a better video. And if people are going to say, David, we don't care about any of that, I know you don't, that's fine, but I do. It's important to me, you know, it's something that I want to do. By the way, I just love having an excuse to come out here to the island. Hey, look, it's Duke. I won't bother them. But Duke is hard at work rowing. I love coming to Tom Sawyer Island. Love it. It's like one of my favorite things. It's one of the most underrated things you can do in terms of actually being present at Disneyland. You know you're at Disneyland when you do this kind of thing. There's hardly anybody here right now, though. That part makes me a little sad. Being here makes me happy, but not seeing other people here. Oh man, I wish people would enjoy this more. I really do. This is one of Walt's original visions. You know, you're here with Walt when you're on this island. Speaking of tech and things of that sort, this camera that we're shooting on right now, I think I may have finally come, this is the closest I've ever come to finding the perfect camera for what we do. You know, I was using my phone, which was nice because it kept the low profile, easy to use, but the sound was terrible. Very inconsistent sound on the phone. You got Fancy Cam, that is just a pain in the butt to drag around the park, and also to just get everything right, because you know you can't shoot an automatic. It misses the entire point of owning a DSLR, is if you're using everything auto. So that's a drag. But this is the best picture. Plus the ease of use. It's very convenient. Flipping between selfie and forward facing is great. The sound is better on this than it is on the phone and on Fancy Cam also. So I'm really enjoying that. Man, where is everybody? For a Saturday in the middle of the afternoon on a busy day, this is kind of surprising. I'm also looking to include thumbnail designers, writers perhaps. Golly, can you imagine if I could hire some writers? Although I do enjoy the writing myself, especially the new stuff. But these are things that I'm trying to do in the coming year, the thumbnail thing especially, because I hate my thumbnails. I feel like I'm the worst thumbnail designer ever. We're having real talk right now on Tom Sawyer's Island. I can't stand my thumbnails, but I also have a very high standard about what I would want from somebody else. So I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen. Yeah, these are things that I'm talking about, thinking about, want to do. I want to make these videos as good or better as I've ever done. I want to raise the bar on fresh baked everything.
Those of you remaining on deck, keep a close eye on the riverbanks, where you may be able to see moose, elk, and other wildlife.
I really love Tom Sawyer's Island. What else? What else should we expect in 2024? Well, this is a topic that's very important to me right now. It's something that I have grown more and more passionate about. When I opened this show, I was talking about how much, entering the park, what we did, made me happy, how I love to be happy. Happiness is, for me, one of the key things of life. What's most important to me, happiness is right up there. And I feel like, my belief is that you should do whatever it is that makes you happy, and you should feel free to do whatever it is that makes you happy, and you should allow anybody else to do whatever it is that makes them happy, as long as they're not hurting anybody, obviously, or it's legal and all that. But happiness is fundamental. Peace, love, and understanding, fellowship, but happiness. I love happiness. And it's been a challenge lately to feel that way about Disneyland and Disney. And I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I love this park so much, I love this place so much, and I don't like thinking about it in negative terms. I mean, I have my issues. Obviously, the reservation system and Genie Plus, I'm very passionate about those things, but there's reasons for that, why I feel that way, because I also don't like being manipulated or lied to. But that's going to be a focus of our show going forward, is that very, very positive approach to the parks and our videos. Go around, it's what sells today isn't positivity, I promise you. What sells today in terms of, content is negativity and anger. I just can't. How can I anyway? Because it's not like I'm going to stop coming to Disneyland, right? This is a conversation that we actually had once before. I don't know if you recall, but during the lockdown, during COVID, and everything was shut down, temperatures were rising. I remember this, and people were just angry and upset about, things not getting open and the delays, and just, it was a bad time. It was a bad time, but I remember making that conscious effort, and I think I even remember saying it. Hey, how are you guys? I think I remember saying it in a video that I'm gonna, I had chosen at a certain point to be positive, only positive, in spite of, whatever feelings that we might have. And I feel like I've reached another point there. I mean, I haven't, people will say that I'm negative, but it's mostly just about the reservation system and Genie Plus, and not about anything else really. It is the expression of unconditional love. That's the kind of love that I believe in. I believe in unconditional love, and that's what Disneyland is for me. And I feel like we need to give that back. The park deserves it. The cast here deserve it. Never mind what's happening elsewhere around the company or in the world. And that's what I want to put out there. So even though it's not good for the show, because as I mentioned, being positive is not exactly a big business on the internet and in social media, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because for me, my personal happiness comes before anything else. I want to be happy, and I'm not happy when I think about things in the negative way like that. I choose to be happy. So that's the promise that I'm making to you guys and to myself and to the channel in 2024. I hope you guys are ready to come with me. It's going to be a good year. I've been feeling Disney's going to figure things out. They're going to work things out. And when that happens, what are all those negative channels going to do when Disney gets over this hurdle? When it's no longer trendy or fashionable or a cool thing to do to hate Disney? What are people going to do when that happens? Are they going to start loving Disney? Because that would be. What do they say? If you can't love me at my worst state, then you shouldn't get me at my best. That's Disneyland. I love you guys. I love this park, and I love this channel. So stay tuned for more in 2024 from Fresh Baked. I hope you guys enjoy. Follow us on Instagram, as always, _FreshBaked, on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's Fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. And if you like our show and want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/FreshBaked. By the way, look for more content on Patreon as well. I got all the way through this video without mentioning that, but here we are. I love you guys. Be safe out there. Be kind to each other. Fresh Baked.